What's up, guys? Welcome to Soul Tracks, your search for the fire and sneakers and music, right here on YouTube. Drop a comment and like below if you mess with the movement, and if you don't, you already know you can get the fuck on. 2021 is shaping up to be a pretty incredible year. I mean, Cole just dropped, and Kendrick and Drake are heavily rumored to drop later this year. So the big three rap artists and so much more great artists are going to put out albums soon or already have earlier this year. And you know, the ongoing trend of putting out minimal promo for your album is going on still here in 2021 strong. More and more artists are dropping with like a 2-week notice. And a lot of artists are also putting out little hints and trying to create suspense and momentum for their album via Instagram posts, tweets, Instagram live videos, playing snippets of the music. That's really the promo game these days. And the trend was picked up by none other than one of the most influential and creative artists of our time, Tyler, the Creator. I mean, I didn't even have time to listen to his whole discography from front to back before I played the album. Come on, man. But I'm not complaining. When Tyler drops, and usually he drops every 2 years. So it's not like we don't usually get this from him. And he usually does minimal promo also. So when I got word that he was dropping, I'm not mad at it at all. He first dropped that little snippet of him like making out with this girl, and I thought that was weird, but I did love the visual element of it. Tyler always brings some really beautiful colors in his videos, and whatever I knew he was gonna drop, it was gonna be fire. Tyler isn't an artist where you can say you know where he's going on his next project. If you check his discography, he has a history of elevating his sound, using different themes, and exploring new soundscapes. I mean, you can check his early work like Bastard and Goblin, which display a lot of gritty beats and really murky instrumentals, along with the unapologetic nature of Tyler's lyrics that we all came to know and love. The explorative instrumentals of Wolf started to show Tyler refining his sound and starting to explore using his voice more and implementing more grandiose sounds and layered songs. Cherry Bomb, which is, in my opinion, is like Tyler's version of Kanye's Yeezus. The soundscape of this album was definitely a diversion from his previous work. It had a lot of gritty, distorted instrumentals, which I love. But it also brought along some really beautiful tracks, some of the best tracks in his discography, like Two-Seater and Fucking Young. And you can tell that his ideas were just really drawn out, and it kind of told where he was going and showed a shift in his sound and his life. And maybe his most well-rounded album, Flower Boy, which really showcased Tyler's talent to create well-structured songs, blending hip-hop, pop, and R&B. He sounds so refined on this album, and his ability to create catchy hooks and refrains is elite status. I mean, there's a reason that I have it on my wall, and if I have it on my wall, it's probably fire. This album also started to show Tyler's singing ability and his love for vocals at a 10. You can tell he wasn't really focused on creating those gritty, saying the most insane shit on the tracks anymore. He was focused on creating these really lavish, unique sounding songs that have a lot of layers and elements to it. And you can definitely tell his influence from artists like Kanye West and Pharrell and the Neptunes for how they can have such a minimalist style, but it is everything you need in an album. I can see a lot of people saying that this is his best album, but his last project, Igor, seemed to triumph over all of his previous work and grow his fan base tremendously. I mean, the album was so good and so well acclaimed that he earned a Grammy for it. And that is said with a little bit of irony, being that he won the Grammy for Best Rap Album, being that Igor is the least rapping you can find on any of his albums. But it still showed that people were watching, people were looking. Igor caught a lot of ears. He created an alter ego and a grand theme and soundscape to go along with it. From the album cover to the videos to the actual sound of the album, Igor is so well thought out, and you can tell that he really wanted to play out this character. The album contains many bops. My favorite probably being I Think. I can play that song 5 times in a row and I still keep dancing. Probably one of my most played albums of all time. And with that being said, that made me have a lot riding on this next album. Even with short notice, I had big expectations for it, especially with the teaser tracks that he threw out. Lumberjack is such a gritty and hard instrumental. It kind of draws me back to an older Tyler era where he's kind of just spitting fucking bars over a really gritty, distorted beat on this one. But also it shows his brand new confidence, grown man confidence, where he's just talking shit on here. And then the next teaser, What's Your Name, is like this really cheesy, pitched up New Jack Swing sample. And I just couldn't get a feel of where the album was going. And now that the album's out, I listened to it a bunch. Everybody's kind of ingested it. And now I've got to say that Call Me If You Get Lost sounds like Tyler, the Creator's victory lap. Tyler has had a lot to prove over the years, being one of the most criticized rappers of this era. But he never strayed away from his sound or tried to please an audience that wasn't catering to him. Every album he has evidence of incremental growth in the sound and the way that he raps. But this one sounds like Tyler is finally able to sit back and bask in his own success for a bit. He decides to base the theme of the album around a mixtape. And what better way to do that than to bring on mixtape legend, DJ Drama. The same guy that did Lil Wayne dedication tapes, Young Jeezy Trap or Die, Gucci Mane, Meek Mill Dream Chasers, most notably Pharrell's In My Mind prequel tape. This mixtape was a direct inspiration to Tyler's Call Me, which definitely makes sense because it's evident that Pharrell and the Neptune sound play a big part in what Tyler's music sounds like today. This album starts off with Sir Baudelaire. Am I saying that right? Baudelaire. And man, I fucking love this song. It has this really eerie guitar sample loop and Tyler's just rapping about fucking Geneva, Jets, and the French Open. Just some real lavish shit. And it sounds so effortless the way he's rhyming on this one. And those DJ Drama drops make it sound like some real rap shit. Fun fact, this is the same beat that Machine Gun? This is the same beat that Westside Gunn used on his song Michael Irvin, and this song is produced by Beat Conductor. But I guess Tyler loved it so much that he wanted to rap over it. And honestly, both songs are like equally fucking fire. And these minimal sample-based songs seem to be an ongoing trend on this one, like the song Hot Wind Blows that features that classic Penny Goodwin sample. And he reunited with the fireman himself, Wheezy F Baby. And I mean, Wayne gave him a verse on this one, okay? Like, my man was spazzing on here. And Tyler gave another effortless sounding verse. Tyler really used these scale back beats to show off his rapping skills on this one. But he also brung the head knocking bangers, okay? Like, bro, we gotta talk about that beat on Corso. For that to be the second song that you hear on the album is just like setting the bar so high, okay? That is one of the hardest beats I've heard in a while. Almost sounds like something that can fit onto Igor with those gritty synths and piano keys that are laced throughout the song. And Juggernaut is the epitome of his name, okay? The bass is so gritty and in your face, and the hi-hats and the congos sputtering everywhere. It sounds like a fucking UFO fight. Uzi and Pharrell gave pristine verses. I really liked Uzi's energy on this one with that beat going crazy like that and Tyler going crazy in his first verse. he definitely made sure he kept it up with the double G. And Pharrell almost went back to 2006 on that verse. It's the double P rocking double C's. Come on, bro. And it wouldn't be a Tyler album if it wasn't a couple love songs on there, okay? And it usually balances out all the aggression. Songs like this really make me appreciate that Gangsta Grill tag. I honestly get why he wanted DJ Drama on some of these. He's been able to master so many different production styles, and it shows on this album. What's Your Name seems like it's gonna be a crowd favorite, and this features a flip of the New Jack Swing song by H-Town called Backseat. Tyler croons a pretty catchy chorus along with some additional vocals from Ty Dolla $ign, which sound pretty good. What's your name, girlfriend? What's your name? What really drew me in was an unexpectedly, but surprisingly really fucking good NBA Youngboy verse. And I mean, he floated. The flow fit right into the song tempo, and his singing didn't sound obnoxious like I usually think it does. That really high pitch of his singing auto-tune matches that high pitch sample pretty effortlessly. And I think Tyler really knows how to utilize his features on this one. That R&B style production also shows up on songs like Rise. And that sounds like something off of the Neptune's hard drive in fucking 2006. I mean, it's literally like a carbon copy, but with a little bit of those Tyler the Creator elements in it. Really like the hook. When I rise to the top, na, na. The bridge is subject to evoke many eargasms. Tyler and Daisy World bring together some really beautiful melodies, and his verses really push the energy of these tracks. Sweet / I Thought You Wanted This sounds like something reminiscent of Flower Boy. So as far as the production on this album and variety, it's all there. And honestly, that's what's to be expected on this album. But what this album brings that his other albums haven't brought quite like this is this level of introspection and the eye into his life. Even though Tyler's been in the spotlight for a long time, we never really knew what was going on in his everyday life. I mean, on Igor had everybody questioning what he identified as. And Call Me If You Get Lost features some of the most introspective tracks of his career, like Massa, which details his shift from the boy we were introduced to, the man who he is today. He talked about the struggles with his love life and sexuality, and even combats criticisms aimed at him. I thought the delivery on his second verse, where he was kind of increasing the energy as it neared toward the end of the verse, really gave a nice climax to a really chill beat. Manifesto, featuring a fiery verse from Damo Genesis, shows Tyler getting real with himself and acknowledging his blackness and the recent protests and riots of last year, which is something he's never really touched on in his music. Wilshire is an 8-minute long narration of one of his past relationships or like situationships. It details him falling for one of his friends who was also one of his friend's girlfriend. And in the end, it really messes up the friendship between all of them. But his positive energy allows him to chalk it up as a lesson in life, and that allowed him to grow from it. The eyeglass into his life grows on the Mama Talks interlude, which basically features his mom detailing her role in his childhood, basically saying she bossed up on mamas and teachers for hers, and that's on period. Pooh. And it's clearly evident by listening to this where Tyler got his confidence from. And his confidence seems to be the catalyst that keeps this mixtape-ish album going. It's just oozing of feel-good vibes and positive manifest. He's clearly in a different stage in his life at 30 years old. He's not focused on the crazy antics or saying the most wild lyrics. I love the ending track Safari, which pretty much wraps up his successes from the past years, saying after he won the Grammy, couldn't lose much, and Jay-Z's putting him in on $1 million deals. He's seeing the world, exploring new ground. I mean, there's location bars all over this thing, hence the title, Call Me If You Get Lost. There's so much that I love about this album. It covers all the bases. The production is varied and layered, from gritty boom bap to minimal sample-based beats to straight up R&B pop songs. The lyrics are sharp and witty. I mean, Just a couple examples. Every car garage at the garage look like a loony bin. What coupe he in depends on the fit and the type of mood he in. Been switching gears since Tracy Ellis Ross was UPN. Clutch Denny strokes got to nowhere like a droopy grin. Catch me in my other crib, that's my AKA. Hurricane proof all the views, that's like a bay. Whips on whips, my ancestors got their backs out. 2, 4, 500 stacks for the hood. Call me Lumberjack, cause I wish a nigga would. So many stinky sit in my wallet, look like a folding chair. The Cartier so light on my body, I thought I floated here. We boated here as Tunchi and Tyler, but call me Baudelaire. Yeah, I mean, this guy can still rap. The features are all amazing additions to the album, and none of them overshine or overstay their welcome, and they really make each song that they're on better. There's only a couple songs that were kind of in the middle for me. And it's not that I disliked them. It's just that compared to the other songs, I didn't like them as much. Lemonhead featuring 42 Doug just had kind of like a weird groove to it. It was really crazy sounding, and I don't know if I can get into it. 42 Doug did give a really good verse on that. And Wilshire is really a great testament to Tyler's storytelling ability. But the song is 8 minutes long, and if I just want to get a couple listens on the album in, I'm probably going to skip that one, but it does have a nice, really chill, mellow beat. But I think what really makes this album great is Tyler himself, or should I say the new and improved Tyler Baudelaire, showing newfound confidence. It really makes this album have a feel-good energy, and it's so infectious. And DJ Drama yelling throughout this thing really made it sound like a fucking party. The mixtape vibe makes it sound not so serious, and I love that you can use it to catapult your mood. I think this Tyler album gives you everything you need and more. I'm loving it. I don't understand what anybody could not like about it, but for me, it's the Soul Tracks 9 out of 10. If you didn't like it, comment down in the comment section what you didn't like, and if you did, let me know what was your favorite song, your favorite moment of the album, favorite feature, and let me know what you want me to review next. So thank you guys for watching. Soul Tracks out. Peace.